wasn't weird about it. Like, hey man, your Lamborghini is so cool. And start drooling all over it. Like, just be a person. Okay, we're back. Module 2. So I'm going to make this one very dense. I'm trying to go pretty fast on this. I want to talk about choosing your destination before you choose your vehicle. So you might not have a business yet. Maybe you have something. Maybe you have an Etsy store, an Amazon store. You're reselling things on Facebook Marketplace like I used to do. You're, I don't know, you're a real estate agent. You're, whatever it is you're doing, what you do is your vehicle. Okay? Now, understand vehicles have limitations. If I want to get to Hong Kong, I live near Toronto. Hamilton, technically, is my city. If I want to get to Hong Kong and you give me a Sea-Doo, a jet ski, if you want to be brand agnostic, then, or no. Sea-Doo is the brand, jet ski is the brand. Or are those both brands? Just like Q-Tip. Q-Tip is a brand. It's not the actual item. Anyways, I digress. If you want to get to Hong Kong, you need the right vehicle. So I could tell you, I love my Sea-Doo. My Sea-Doo is the best. I'm so passionate about my Sea-Doo. Good for you, I guess, guy. You can be as passionate as you want about your freaking Sea-Doo. It's not the right vehicle. You can't love it into growing wings, right? Or having a big enough gas tank to drive you across the freaking ocean, right? And then some, and then onto land. And then, I mean, I guess you could technically drive all around Russia, but on a Sea-Doo, that might take you a while. So my point is, you have to understand that you can't choose both. You can choose the vehicle and then be limited on the destinations it can take you to. If you choose to be a doctor, you are limited on the lifestyle you're able to live, at least while you remain a doctor. If you choose to be an engineer, if you choose to be an electrician, if you choose to be whatever you do, whatever the vehicle you choose is, you're limited by the capabilities of that vehicle when it comes to your lifestyle, your income. If you want to be, for example, I was in the military. If I wanted to make $1 million a year being in the military, as just a regular commissioned or non-commissioned member, I'm on drugs. Like that doesn't happen. You can Google it's a public sector job. You can Google the salaries of what I was a second lieutenant when I got out, right? So you can, or in the US, the similar is second lieutenant. We spell it the same, but we say it differently. I don't know, whatever. The Queen's English. So, or the King's English now. So you can Google the salary of a 2LT. I can't magically make $1 million a year doing that job. I'm limited. So I'm beating a dead horse here. My point being is, if you want to be living in Bali and traveling the world and working remote and, you know, whatever the lifestyle is that you want to create, and there's no shade to that because that's amazing. Whatever, you need to make sure you're in the right vehicle. So what I recommend is, before you even think about what to do, what I like, what I'm passionate about, there's a few things you need to figure out. What are you naturally gifted at? Where are your natural skill sets? And natural skill sets often don't mean I'm so good at selling Nike shoes. That's really specific. Maybe you're very good at selling or communicating or storytelling. All you've done so far maybe is sell Nike shoes. That's not what you're good at. What you're good at maybe is, like I said, storytelling, communicating, or sales. So there's many opportunities you could pursue in that realm. So figure out where your natural talents are. There's a book I read a long time ago. I have it back here. It's called Millionaire Success Habits by Dean Graziosi. And he talks about how successful people, actually, let me rephrase that. He says average people find what they're bad at and spend most of their life trying to be good at it, or reasonably good. Successful people figure out what they're naturally gifted in, what they're already really good at, and then they become excellent. And then when they make so much money and become so excellent at that thing, then they can pay people to do the things they're not good at. They can leverage their time better and not waste time, sucking at things. Because we can't all be good at everything. You're going to suck at some things, period. So figure out where you're naturally gifted. That will give you some indicators. Then what I would suggest, and by the way, if you don't know how to do this, literally ask people around you. If you could see me in one career, if you could see me doing one job, if you could, if there's one thing you had to tell a stranger about me that I'm good at, what would it be? interview people who know you, ask them. They're going to see perspectives that you can't, because this is called like label in a bottle syndrome, or it's called many things, but I like to call it that because of some of the people I work with. So you're in your own bottle. You can't see the label on the outside, right? So how do you see it? Ask people who are on the outside, and they can tell you your blind spots. They can tell you what you're good at. They can tell you a lot of things that you can't see because you're in the mix. So that's kind of step 1.5, or whatever, right? So figure that out. And then figure out what kind of lifestyle you want to live. Do you want to be able to be remote and travel and do all these things? Do you want to be based in a location? Do you want, weekends off and work every day? Do you want to work every day? Do you want to work no days? Choose the lifestyle, figure out what you're naturally gifted in. And then I would say start to seek mentors who are living your dream life. Now, I would say get pretty granular on this. What does your dream life mean? Is it you might meet someone who is financially living your dream, but they're on their third marriage or fourth divorce, or maybe their kids hate them, so you got to figure out for you what dream life means, what ideal values are for you. And then find those people and ask them for their time. Pursue a relationship. Successful people often, not always, but often want to be able to contribute and mentor and give back. And by the way, the worst they're going to say is no. They're not going to slap you in the face if you ask them to, and I'm saying this could be in person. This could be, maybe you go to, maybe you're at a golf course, or maybe you're at the gym and you see someone, like there's a guy in my gym drives Lamborghini, and he also has a matching colored G-Wagon. I literally walked up to his window one day. I was like, hey man, that paint job is sick. Is that a wrap or is that paint? We start talking about it, and he find out that he owns the shawarma shop right down the street, and I think he owns a few places, obviously. And got his contact info, and we connected. So just a random example of some dude that I met, and I just had the balls to kind of just go up and be like, "Hey man, cool car." He's a normal guy. He just talked to me like a normal person. I wasn't weird about it. Like, hey man, your Lamborghini's so cool, and I started drooling all over it. Like, just be a person. Wealthy people are still just people. Again, the worst that's going to happen is you find an arrogant prick who gives you some attitude or says no or ignores you and drives away. That's okay. You'll survive, right? The best that's going to happen is that person says, you know what? I like you, kid. You want to go for coffee? Or you ask him, hey, sir, can I buy you a coffee? By the way, worth the $5 or $10 or whatever. Offer to literally... You can't really add value to these people yet if you're in the starting journey, but what you can do is give them an opportunity to add value. Give them an opportunity to mentor, to share. People that are, and by the way, I don't think I'm like so far ahead, but even I would love that. If someone came to me and said, Josh, I know you're further ahead than me. Could you mentor me? Could you teach me a few things? Would you be willing to show me how to, oh my God, like, first of all, strokes your ego. Second of all, it just makes you feel good to give back and to help someone, to see them grow. And ultimately, to offer more than just the service of your business, but really instill into the next generation something awesome. So find a mentor. Is what I'm trying to say. Or mentors, right? And it might start with it might start with books, it might start with podcasts, it might start with these kind of things. And then you're going to get ideas, you're going to get verbiage, you're going to be able to, and maybe sometimes it even happens through jobs. The work I do now, I'm talking to CEOs and C-suite executives and all these people every day. So I'm connecting with them on LinkedIn, we're talking face to face. A lot of them really like me and we connect one-on-one, and now that could lead to other opportunities. So maybe it's in the work that you do. Maybe you're a door-to-door salesman and you knock on a house of a wealthy person and they like you and they invite you in. It's gonna happen different for everyone. I can't give you a formula because there is no one formula. Networking is, we'll get there. Networking is another module. Anyways, I'll save the rest of that for another module. A couple more things I want to say really quickly because I don't want to make this 2 modules. I want to keep this into one. Every single hurdle has a purpose, so make sure to learn from it. No matter what happens, you get the no, you get the rejection. You had a meeting and it went bad. You were looking to get funding for something and didn't come through. Whatever. Every single trial, every single hurdle has a purpose. You probably won't see it in the moment, and you probably won't be thankful for it in the moment. But learn to be grateful for the things that happen to you, because ultimately you can turn that around and leverage to be something that happened for you to learn from, grow from, become more relatable, become more patient, tougher, more resilient, right? Fight Club, you know, the Connector Fight Club on Skool, right? That's the whole point of this. Become resilient, become tough. And so anyways, that could be a whole module on its own. I'll keep it brief for now.